Hello and welcome to week 3 of the Tim and Chuck Show, where we of course talk about high school football in the area and other topics. I am Tim McDonough from the Crescent-News, joined by my esteemed colleague Chuck Martinez-Brandon. And we're here to do our thing, talk some football, have a little fun. Topic number 1, Chuck. We talk about defense a lot. 2 weeks into the season, do we think that defenses are catching up to the wide open offenses that we're seeing in high school football these days?
When, you know what, I don't know. It's always hard to stop a wide open offense, but there have been some really good defensive showings out there. I give a shout out to my boy AZ in the Pilot defense. Did a great job against the spread look a lot last week against Ottawa Hills. And Wayne Trace just totally put the smack down on Lima Perry last week. Lima Perry's running back supposed to be getting looks from MAC schools. So I think they limited him to like 33 yards on 14 carries or something crazy. So catching up with the spread teams, I don't know, but there's some awful good defense being played right now.
Well, I see teams in the WBL, Chuck, and I saw Defiance put 42 on Bath last week. Defiance was able to run and throw equally well, but Bath put up a lot of points too. But I saw scores like Elida 14, Wapakoneta 7, Ottawa Glandorf 28, Salina 26. Those are teams that are normally scoring, 40-some points a game. So I think, the answer to that is maybe, but it depends what kind of scheme you're seeing.
Remember, defense wins championships. Let's talk a little bit about we talked a little bit about the GMC. They don't start their league schedule till next week, but I guess what do you think about those non-league games going into the last week of the non-league games for them?
It seems strange, that it's week 3 and there still aren't any league games. Yep. I think the NLL is kind of in that same boat. When you have 8 teams in a league, that's what's going to happen because you only play 7 league games. I think that it's kind of great that you can get all 3 of them out of the way. Although you see it in college football where teams play like 4 league games and they'll have a non-league opponent and then get back into league stuff. I just think if you're going to do it, it's great to see 7 straight weeks of league play to determine your champion. What do you think?
Yeah, and as far as coaching goes, just sort of leaves you in limbo because you don't really know what anybody has yet. You try to look at the other team's non-league schedule and see, okay, well, how's this team match up? Do we scrimmage that team or have we seen that team on film? So you still sort of really don't know because you haven't seen anybody live. So all the coaches are trying to figure out, is this team for real or they just haven't played anybody yet? So it sort of leaves you up in limbo until you hit to week 4 and you start seeing the other teams live.
Well, that'll happen starting next week for those leagues. Yep. Archbold at Fairview. Archbold comes in 1-1. They got beat up pretty good by Bryan last week. Fairview 2-0. What do you think?
When I see this game, I think it's going to last forever. 2 teams that like to pass the ball. I mean, there was one of these games not that many years ago that lasted till like 11:30 or midnight. It was crazy. So it might take a while. Bring some extra snacks, maybe your Huggy pillow and a blanket. But it's going to be a good game. Those 2 teams always get after it, and could be a lot of points on the board.
Lots of passing too. What do you like?
Boy, I don't know. Fairview's playing pretty well, so I'll go with Fairview.
I think I would have to agree with you. I don't know what Archbold's going to be thinking about. How about Napoleon and Kettering-Alder? We heard from reliable source, Kettering-Alter's quarterback is going to Notre Dame and their tight end's going to Nebraska. Napoleon's pretty good, but can they beat a team like that?
You know what they always say, you can X and O to death, but it's all about the Jimmies and the Joes. You got 2 guys going D1. Man, that's a tough road to hoe for Napoleon. So I think Kettering-Alder might have the advantage there.
Yeah, I think I like Kettering-Alder on that one too. So those are the 2 big games that we were talking about, Chuck. How about we hand out some awards?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Last week our videographer was at the Ayersville Ottawa Hills game. We are going to hand out the Whopper hit of the week from that game, Chuck. You were there. Tell me about it. What's the Whopper hit of the week?
And I saw it up close and personal, too. Happen right in front of me. Running back Justin Flory. We're rolling out left. He peels back and just decleats a defensive lineman from Ottawa Hills. You'll see it on the video. Kid's feet actually come up off the ground, lands flat on his back. Justin Flory, for a running back, handed out lots of pancakes last week.
Well, let's keep going in this vein, Chuck. It's time for the PowerAde Power Play of the Week. Yes. Tell me about that play.
Okay, we're going to go with the Pilots quarterback, DJ Hagerman. He had a real good game, threw a pair of touchdown passes. The key one was to Zach Clark over in the south end zone to put us up 14-7, sealed the victory for us. So DJ really had a great game.
Well, those are our awards for this week. Those are our topics for this week. We'll be back for week 4. Same time, same place, same internet.
Yep.
Anything you want to say in closing there, my
I
friend?
don't know what. Let's talk about Michael Strahan being on TV. What is that all about?
He told Regis when they won the Super Bowl that he'd be back for his job. Regis retires and he got it.
Yeah.
How about that stuff?
The commercials were cracking me up because Kelly comes up to his waist. So they're gonna have to put her on a stool, and he's just gonna have to stand there all day.
I read where he came out and picked her up the first day that he was the full co-host. I can't imagine what that must have been like for her to have a giant of a man like that do that to her.
Yeah.
She probably liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd pick her up.
Yeah.